Hello there! Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us, no matter where we live or what we do. Have you ever wondered where your food comes from? It's something we often take for granted. We go to the grocery store, pick up what we need and head home. But behind every apple, loaf of bread and carton of milk, there's a story. It's a big question, isn't it? The journey of our food is complex and fascinating. From the fields where crops are grown to the factories where food is processed, and finally to the shelves of our local stores, it's a long and intricate process. Food is essential for all of us. It's not just about satisfying hunger, it's about nourishment, culture and community. Sharing a meal can bring people together, create memories, and even bridge cultural divides. We need it to grow, play, and learn. For children, proper nutrition is crucial for development. It fuels their bodies and minds, helping them to explore, discover, and thrive in their environments. But as more babies are born, there are more mouths to feed. Our global population is increasing at an unprecedented rate. Every year, millions of new lives begin, each one needing food, water, and care. Imagine a big family dinner, and every year more and more chairs are added to the table. It's a beautiful image, but it also represents a growing challenge. How do we ensure that there's enough food for everyone? That's what's happening to our planet. Our Earth is like that ever-expanding dinner table. With more people comes a greater demand for resources, and food is at the top of that list. Feeding everyone on Earth is a big job, and it's getting bigger. Farmers and agricultural workers are the backbone of this effort. They work tirelessly to produce the food that sustains us all, often facing challenges like climate change, soil degradation, and water scarcity. We need to find ways to grow enough food for everyone, even as the population grows. This means embracing innovative farming techniques and technologies. From vertical farming to genetically modified crops, science and technology are paving the way for more efficient and sustainable food production. It's a challenge, but it's one we must face together. Collaboration and cooperation are key. Governments, scientists, farmers and consumers all have a role to play in creating a food-secure future. By working together, we can ensure that everyone has access to the nourishment they need to live healthy, fulfilling lives. One clever scientist who thinks a lot about this problem is called Vaclav Smil. He wrote a book called How to Feed the World. In his book, Mr. Smil shares many interesting ideas about food and farming. He wants us to understand how important it is to use our resources wisely to feed everyone. Mr. Smil is like a wise old gardener who knows how to make plants grow big and strong. He has studied food and farming for many years, and he has a lot to teach us about how to feed a growing world. Mr. Smil says that feeding everyone is like building a very tall tower. We need lots of building blocks to make the tower reach the sky. These building blocks are like the things we need to grow food, land, water and energy from the sun. But sometimes we don't use these building blocks carefully. We waste water, pollute the land, and even throw away food. This is like taking bricks out of the tower and throwing them away. It makes it much harder to build a strong tower that can reach everyone. Imagine you made a tasty packed lunch for school, but you threw it away without eating it. You spent time and effort preparing it, choosing your favorite ingredients and making sure it was just right. Maybe you even thought about how much you were looking forward to enjoying it during your lunch break. But instead, you tossed it in the trash. That would be such a waste, wouldn't it? All that effort, all those delicious ingredients, gone in an instant. Sadly, that's what happens to lots of food around the world every single day. Imagine the regret you would feel, knowing that the food you threw away could have been a satisfying meal. This is a feeling many people experience when they realize the impact of food waste. It's not just about the food itself, but also about the resources and effort that went into producing it. When food is discarded, it often ends up in landfills, contributing to environmental problems. Food waste in landfills produces methane, a potent greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change. This is a significant issue that affects us all, and it's something we can work together to change. Mr. Smil tells us that we waste a lot of food, which is a big problem. He explains that food waste is not just an issue of lost nutrition, but also a waste of the resources used to produce that food. This includes the land, water and energy that went into growing, harvesting and transporting it. When we waste food, we also waste all the land, water and energy that was used to grow it. Think about the vast fields of crops, the water used for irrigation, and the energy consumed in farming and transportation. All of these resources are wasted when food is thrown away. It's like throwing away all those building blocks we talked about. Each piece of food is a building block that contributes to the larger structure of our food system. When we waste food, we are essentially dismantling that structure piece by piece. Mr. Smil says we need to be more careful with our food and avoid waste. By being mindful of our food choices and consumption, we can make a significant impact. This means planning our meals, storing food properly and using leftovers creatively. Every small action counts and can help reduce the overall problem of food waste. Let's all do our part to be more responsible with our food and make a positive difference for our planet. Section 5. Farming smarter, not harder. Mr. Smil also talks about how we can grow food in smarter ways. He says we don't always need to use more land or water to grow more food. Instead, we can use clever techniques to help plants grow better, even in places where the weather isn't perfect. It's like building a taller tower with the same number of blocks by arranging them in a smarter way. We can use science and technology to help farmers grow more food on the land they already have. Section 6. The meat puzzle. Have you ever thought about how much food animals need to eat to grow big and strong? Mr. Smil explains that meat, especially beef, can take a lot of resources to produce. It's like building a small tower just to feed the animals that will become our food. Mr. Smil isn't saying we should all stop eating meat, but he wants us to think about how much meat we eat and consider choosing other sources of protein, like beans or lentils, more often. This can help us use our resources more wisely. Section 7. Can we really feed the world? So, can we feed everyone in the world? Mr. Smil believes it is possible, but it will require us to make some changes. We need to waste less food, farm smarter, and think carefully about the food choices we make. It's like working together as a team to build the tallest, strongest tower we can. We need to share our resources, use them wisely, and help each other out. Section 8. Small changes, big impact. The good news is that even small changes can make a big difference. We can all do our part by eating all our food, trying new foods, and wasting less. It's like adding one more brick to the tower. Even if it seems small, it still helps. Every little bit counts when it comes to feeding the world. By working together and making smart choices, we can help ensure everyone has enough to eat. Section 9. Our food, our future. Food is essential for life and it connects us all. It is a universal language that transcends borders and cultures, bringing people together in ways that few other things can. Whether it's a family dinner, a community feast, or a global food festival, the act of sharing a meal fosters connection and understanding among people from all walks of life. What we choose to eat and how we produce our food has a big impact on the planet and on each other. Our food choices affect not only our health, but also the health of our environment. Sustainable farming practices, reducing food waste and choosing locally sourced produce are just a few ways we can make a positive impact. By being mindful of our food choices, we can help reduce our carbon footprint and support a more sustainable future. Mr. Smil's book reminds us that feeding the world is everyone's responsibility. It highlights the importance of understanding the complex systems that bring food to our tables and the challenges we face in ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food. From policymakers to farmers to consumers, each of us has a role to play in creating a more equitable and sustainable food system. By understanding the challenges and working together, we can create a future where everyone has enough food on their plate. Community gardens, urban farming initiatives and educational programs about sustainable agriculture are just a few examples of how we can work together to build a more resilient food system. Collaboration and innovation are key to overcoming the obstacles we face and ensuring food security for all. So, next time you sit down for a meal, take a moment to think about where your food came from and how you can be a part of the solution. Consider the journey your food has taken, from the farm to your plate, and the many hands that have played a part in bringing it to you. By making conscious choices and supporting sustainable practices, we can all contribute to a future where everyone has access to healthy, nutritious food. Together, we can make a difference, one meal at a time.